Hey guys, today we're going to be drawing some cute french fries. I'm using an iPad Pro with the Procreate app. Now you don't need this to follow along. You can use a white sheet of paper, a black marker for outline, and markers and crayons for coloring in. So I've gone ahead and I have created 3 layers: the outline layer, the sketch layer, and the color layer. Now the outline layer is where we're going to use our markers to do the outline, and the sketch is where we're going to be sketching the picture initially, and the color is for us to color in. So I've got my 3 layers. I'm in my sketch layer, I've got my HB pencil and a black color. I'm going to enable my grid by going into settings, canvas, and drawing guide. And this time we're going to draw the fries kind of lying down on a flat surface. So let's go ahead and sketch out the fries. We're going to start off with the box. And then we can sketch out some fries. And then we can sketch out the eyes, which is usually at the bottom of the object. And then maybe over here, we can have some ketchup. So let's just sketch out a circle. And then maybe, some fries that fell out of the container. All right, so let's turn off our drawing guide and let's decrease this opacity. And then we can start applying some color. So I don't think I'm actually going to use the outline layer this time. So you can just go ahead and just ignore that. We're just going to use the color. So I'm going to grab a red, because usually, fries boxes are kind of a bright red. And then we can go and just change our marker to a brush, a round brush. And then we can begin tracing. Now with Procreate, if you want a really straight shape, you could just hold your Apple Pencil and don't let go. For example, if I want this half circle to be straight and not wobbly, I'm just gonna hold it right there, and you can see it turn really smooth. So let me just do that again. And then I can just drag my color in. And then next, I'm gonna grab a black, and I'm just gonna outline this ketchup sauce. So I'm gonna make a circle. Again, don't let go of your Apple Pencil. And this time, to make a perfect circle, just tap anywhere in the canvas and it'll make a perfect circle. So that'll be the outline of the ketchup. And then next, we could start drawing the fries. But this time I'm going to create a new layer underneath the red, because I want the fries to be underneath the fries box. So let's grab, I guess, a golden yellow. And we're going to be shading this to give it some depth, so it's not just a flat color. So actually, I'm going to move that sketch layer at the bottom. I'm just going to put it at the top so I can see what I'm doing. And then we're actually just going to color this. And it's going to look like one big blob, but we're going to put some shadows in. I'm gonna close that up and just drag that in there. Okay, let me just increase that opacity on the sketch layer. And we're still in our fries layer, so let's just finish coloring up these guys. So now we're just gonna enable the alpha lock into the fries layer. And what this does, it allows you to color within what you've already colored and not go outside of that. So for example, if I wanna enable the alpha lock, I'm gonna click it and hit alpha lock. And then you're gonna see a little transparent background there, meaning that if I color, if I wanna change the color, it's not gonna go beyond that. So that's how we're gonna do the shading. So let's say that our light source is up here. Our shading is gonna be down over here on the left side of the bottom left of the object. So we're gonna grab just a slightly darker gold, and then we can begin doing some shadows. And there's many different ways to do shadows. You can use a soft airbrush, or we're just gonna stick with the hard round brush. And we kind of still want the sketch layer to be visible so that we can see where we're going to be shadowing. And the trick to shadowing, really figure out where the shadow is going to be, and then you apply that darker color. And usually, I mean, on fries, it's going to be behind, you know, all the different fries that are laid out here. So the shadow is going to be behind this one. And because the fries are inside the box, there's going to be just a big shadow casted right here. So now let's take off the sketch layer. And then there you can see it. And then we can also put a shadow on the red box. So let's make that also an alpha lock. And then we're gonna grab a darker color of this red. And to select the color of the red, just hold down and you'll see the eyedropper come up and it's gonna show up on your color palette. We're gonna choose a slightly darker red. And then we're just gonna do a shadow right here. And maybe we could put a decorative white line on this side. Maybe we can put 2 lines. And then let's turn back on our sketch layer so we can reference the eyes. Then we can go grab a black. And we can draw 2 circles. Again, to make a perfect circle, just hold anywhere on the canvas. And the other eye. And then just a couple of highlights. And then the mouth. All right, so let's finish up the ketchup over here. I just want to make sure that this layer is taken off of alpha lock. And then maybe we can grab this red down over here. And then we're just going to draw a circle within the circle. And then maybe we could put some highlights. Let's grab a white or just a lighter red, kind of like almost a pink. And then we could put some highlights over here. And then again, we'll grab this darker color. I'm just gonna turn this alpha lock back on. And then we can do some bit of shadowing over here. And I think I just want to add some eyelashes onto these eyes. So let me grab the black and we can just draw maybe a few eyelashes. And I think I want to put another white stripe at the top. So I'm going to enable alpha lock again. So next up, we're just gonna put a background. So let's go into our background color. Maybe a beige, something like that maybe. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put a shadow underneath everything. So let's get rid of our sketch layer. Also gonna get rid of that outline layer, and I'm gonna merge all my layers down. And I wanna turn off alpha lock. So now I have everything on one layer. So I'm gonna duplicate this layer, and then I'm gonna uncheck the top one just so we don't see it. And with the bottom one, we're gonna go to the adjustments tool and then hue, saturation, brightness, and we're gonna turn this all the way down to black. And then we're gonna go to the blur tool, and then you can see if you drag it, you can see the percentages going up and down. So let's go down to maybe an 8%. And we're gonna enable that top layer again. And then with the bottom layer, we're just gonna nudge it. And I also have a video which is called 25 Procreate Tips and Tricks, which I will link below, that shows you 25 Procreate tips and tricks. So things like nudging, things like alpha lock, etc., etc. So let's go back into our shadow layer and we're gonna bring the opacity down, just like that. So it kind of gives a little bit of depth. And I guess that's really all there is to this picture. It's pretty simple, fries and ketchup. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. To get notified of more new videos where I teach you to draw, be sure to subscribe.